This is going to be Stability Ball Muscle Burn, all right? Friend of the Stability Ball Big Burn. So if you want to do these together, you can. It's wonderful. All right, so Muscle Burn, we're going to be doing a Stability Ball push-up. We're going to do an elbow rollout. We're going to do a little tap and raise, and we're going to do a hamstring curl. All right, these are 4 really good challenging exercises, 1 minute each. We're going to do 3 sets of them. All right, so at least we get a little bit of rest as we go from one to the other, but it's going to be about 12 minutes of awesome, awesome work. All right, so we're going to start off with the push-up. Let me get myself set, and then I'll roll the time here. All right, so I usually like to set myself up pretty far back here because I'm going to roll out. I need a little bit of space to roll to there. Now you may not need as much space. I'll show you an easier version maybe to start off with, and then I'll show my show-off version. All right, so ready, set, and go. You roll out on the ball. All right, head goes out in front of the hand, so this easier version, I'm not too far out, pressing down and up. See, my hips are right on the ball, right in there. All right, dropping down and pressing up, dropping down, pressing up. Now I can walk out a little bit farther, and let me just roll it back a little bit. If I go out to knees, now I got a little more pressure on here. Now the temptation here is to drop the head between the hands. This is not good shoulder position, not good for us. So we're gonna kind of come out a little bit as we do that, all right? Whew. Again, so the farther out you go, the harder it is, so you can find a spot that has a good challenge to it, almost no matter what. But again, you're gonna have more like hips on there if push-ups are a tough thing, because right here with my knees on there, this is pretty tough. This has got a good challenge to me, especially if I'm really focused on the body position, the shoulders away from the ears, dropping in, head goes out in front of the hands as I'm doing that, and pressing up. Oh. All right, then we got the elbow roll out. All right, so what we're gonna do is, it's good to have a mat for this one. Your elbows are gonna be on the ball, and I'm gonna roll out a little bit and back. So I'm digging my elbows in and squeezing back. All right, so my hips are in front of my knees back here, so I'm not necessarily back here because this doesn't really activate my abs. As soon as my hips get in front of my knees, my abs get activated. Now I can do a small little rollout. So depending on where your core strength is right now, maybe the small rollout is the best rollout. All right in there, nice and tight. You can go for a little bit more if you want to there. This can be done from toes, but even I can't do too many of those without starting to arch my back. All right, that's one thing you want to watch out for on this one, is make sure your tailbone doesn't start sticking up in the air. You're gonna kind of tuck that tailbone under a little bit as you're doing this one. Oh. All right, now I'm gonna hit the ground here. I got the tap and raise. So leave my head down, tap the ball, raise it up, flexing my toes back, flexing my quads a little bit, and back down. All right, so this is a combination quad and ab exercise. A bit of hip flexor too. Your hip flexors are gonna get tired. Squeezing at the top, back down, squeezing the top. So this part of the leg stays pretty still as you're doing, so the thigh stays about the same spot, right in there. Now, at the top, pull your toes back towards you. Get a little extra flex in the quad. Abs pulled in, lower abdominals pulled in there. And boy, I get a little bit of a shaky feel, so hopefully you get a little shaky feel too. The tighter your hamstrings are, the more likely you are to get that shaky feel as you're doing it. All right, my hamstrings, they could be looser. All right, next up, something for the hamstrings, all right? So I'm getting my heels up on the ball, arms out to the side, lift the hips up, and I'm rolling the ball in, lifting my hips higher. All right, some of us, to start off with, we're gonna have to be right down here. Now be careful with this one, don't point your toes, or else that calf will wanna grab and you'll get a cramp. You get a Charlie horse in there, it'll be not so much fun. So pull those toes back towards you, push those heels down, and try if you can to lift your hips first and then roll the ball in. There's my hips going way up in there. That's hard to do. You may not be able to do that just yet, but the thought can be there. The heart can be in there. The focus, the attempt can be there. So you're digging those heels in like you're trying to pop that ball, squeezing up. Big work in the back of the legs here. I mean, really big work. Some of the best stability ball exercises right here. All right, so now we go back to the push-up. All right, so I'm gonna start off back in here. So let me just show you the easier version. So I go right here. Remember, head goes out in front of hands. So even if you're doing this really, really short mode, head goes out in front of hands, shoulders away from the ears, right in there. All right, tipping down, your legs can kind of come up a little bit as you go over, and you come back like that. All right. Now that's a little bit easier for me, but I want to show you, what's possible there. All right. Now we can do the show-off version. You go feet on and push up there. All right. This is probably really just for my own ego, just to show you that I can. You probably don't need to roll out this far very often. But I can't do very many here. But the idea is to challenge ourselves. Good. To hit a limit, to find a limit. That's all right. It's all right to fail before the time runs out. All right, elbow roll out, rolling out, and in. Lower abdominals pulled in while you're doing this. Oh, yeah. Make sure your tailbone's not sticking up. So you tighten the butt just a little bit, tuck the tailbone under. So if you keep the elbows out in front of the shoulders, so they're underneath, you won't feel as much. You also want to keep the hips out in front of the knees, because if they're over the knees, you won't feel as much. So you got both those things going pretty good. Oh, you got a lot of feel to happen. You can feel it. All right, tap and raise on your back. Ball between the feet. Tap it and raise it. And raise it. Abs pulling in. This part of the leg is still. Flex those quads. Oh, that's just nice. Now, hopefully you're getting a little bit more. The abs are still in the picture. All right, hopefully they're in the picture for the push-ups. You definitely feel them on the elbow rollout, and you feel them right here. Do you feel it? Can you feel it? They feel it. Oh, good. Oh, good, you feel it. Oh, abs in tight. Oh. Oh, the more I focus on pulling those abs in, the more awesome it feels. Oh, I can feel it chiseling. I can feel it chiseling. I don't want to go too far. I got the hamstring. So heels underneath the ball, or heel on the top of the ball, ball underneath the heels, and you're rolling in. Right in there. Now you can get to doing a one-legged hamstring curl. I only do that if I'm doing like 10 to 15 reps maybe. This one might end up getting a few more reps than that. That's all right. But it would look like this. Oh, that's nasty. I better do a couple on the other side just to balance it out. Now hands are out wide to the side. That gives you a little bit of balance as you're doing this. Make sure your feet are high enough on the top of the ball to start with. If the ball's too far away, you're going to roll and you're going to end up like on your toes or something. We don't want that. We want to roll, still have our heels digging in. All right, last set. Third set, final set. Let's do this. All right, so a lot of times again, you get back here, we get way out of the screen, and you roll across, and that's kind of fun. All right, and you're doing the push-up. Head goes out in front of the hands. All right, but I'm here to work out with you, so you go for challenging for you, I'll go challenging for me. Is that one leg he has on the ball? Yep, that is. Isn't he kind of a show-off? Yeah. But my muscles are working. Are your muscles working? Are you finding a failure point? I'm starting to. Oh, hopefully you had just as much fun as I did. Elbow roll out. All right, elbows on the ball, rolling out and in. Yeah, those abs getting pretty toasted. So if you need to, maybe you keep your butt up a little bit higher and don't roll out as far with the elbow, just to make sure you don't arch the back. But if you can, go challenge it. All right, tap and raise. Tap and raise, just 2 more exercises. Tap and raise. Grabbing the side of the ball. Here, I'll do a little face the opposite way here. You can see how I'm holding here. Right there. Notice my knees aren't buckling in while I'm doing this. They're staying out. Squeezing up. Squeezing the quads at the top there. Pull those toes back. Oh, abs are nice and tight. The more you focus on pulling the abs in, the stronger you're gonna get. Everybody talks about wanting a stronger core, but they don't pull it in when they could be. They don't pull it in when they could be. All right, heels on the ball, hamstring curl. Time to rock. Almost there. Squeezing down. All right, so it's not just roll the ball in. It's helpful to think about pushing down into the ball with the heels. All right, so not just rolling the ball back and forth. All right, it's digging down into it as much as you're able to. So it's almost like the ball rolls in because you're pushing down, not because you're rolling it in. Got it. All right. God, thank you for our core. Help some of the work, the conscious effort we make to hold good posture, to condition this area, to make us less prone for injury, and that we're more capable of work, whether it's gardening or helping somebody move stuff. That our core is strong and capable, and we're less fragile, and we feel less fragile, which gives us confidence, and emotional strength too. In the name of your Son Jesus Christ, Amen.